Are becoming a hive of activity, but consumers tend to get carried away with shopping and many find themselves in massive debt for the new year. For an understanding on the money management, we earlier spoke to Didi Sebotoma, Stakeholder Relations Officer from the National Credit Regulator. These are his views.
Let's start first by talking about the circumstances that lead or tempt consumers to get indebted, especially during this exciting time of the festive season where people are shopping for Christmas gifts and then celebrating the New Year's, and of course knowing that they are exercising that without the high level of affordability that they should be having.
Yeah, thank you once again. As the National Credit Regulator, we like to urge consumers during this time of festivities. You know, it has become a tradition in South Africa that consumers tend to embark on excessive spending during festive season. And most of them, you know, we know Christmas and festive season is around the time where families, friends, and beloved ones exchange gifts. Now, some of them go to the extent of changing expensive gifts that are not budgeted for. That way of, you know, spending money leads to consumers being over-indebted. Now, as the regulator, we feel there's a need to run a campaign around this period where we educate our consumers about, you know, excessive spending. Excessive spending is, triggered by, you know, our consumers getting paid annual bonuses around, you know, December. Now, instead of using those bonuses wisely, consumers, you know, tend to say, I have got money, and, you know, this money won't finish now, and then they embark on excessive spending. It is very important for our consumers to learn to say no, you know, in terms of, you know, excessive spending.
Mm-hmm. But then there's a high level of aggressive marketing, and some of the specials that are being promoted are so tempting that they are very, very hard to say no to. Now, what does one do given the level of financial literacy that our people have in terms of ensuring that you can spend the little that you have to afford the little that you can be able to take home?
You know, we appreciate that creators will go and advertise their products, some that are on sale, some are not on sale. So that helps consumers to make, you know, a better choice, and even to have a budget, you know, knowing that this item is on sale, therefore I can spend this much for a particular product. But now it is very, very crucial for consumers around this festive season to have a budget. You draw up a budget that will stick to it from day one until, you know, comes January. So what we are doing is to ensure that you have a budget in place. Now, when you go out for shopping, you should also have what you call a shopping list in accordance with your priorities. You know, the essentials one should be taking the first precedence, and the rest will follow later.
Mm-hmm. You talked about bonuses. Many people get to spend their money during this time of the year, and then come January, they apply for loans. And as I was discussing with you earlier, that some of them get these unsolicited adverts that you can loan 100 or 150,000 rand in January, and many people qualify for that on paper, but when you look at their level of affordability, they cannot afford it. So that kind of reckless lending, is the current legislation being able to protect the consumer from the reckless lender and to regulate the practice of lending to people who don't deserve or who cannot qualify for those amounts?
Yes, our law protects consumers against reckless lending. When we say the credit provider, before granting credit, they should conduct what we call affordability assessment. The assessment will make a determination whether a consumer will be able to service this loan or not.
And that's how we wrap your world news right here on PM News. Coming up in